Welcome to Get Your Mind Right, the podcast where merchant services, digital marketing, and personal growth collide. Tune in for real talk, fresh insights, and the motivation to level up.
John Johnson here, and welcome to Get Your Mind Right. Folks, this is the world's only podcast devoted to merchant services and digital marketing professionals. I am really excited about today's huddle here because we've got some stuff that's real, it's going to hit home, and it's going to impact your bottom line dramatically. Now, pardon the grammar, but what we're talking today ain't about theory. This is where the pipeline magic happens. Today, we're talking about the absolute MVP of lead generation, and that would be referrals. Now, these are warm leads, high trust, and faster closes. This is all about happy clients bringing you more happy clients. This is the game changer. So let's set the vibe. Now, I'll poll the audience here. Quick question. Who here loves chasing cold leads? Nobody, which shocks no one. Now, how many of you are asking for referrals at least once a day? Now, if you're looking down at the tips of your shoes right now, today's huddle is just for you. Now, referrals are the difference between always hunting, always scratching, always digging versus building a pipeline that fills itself. They're the cheapest, fastest, and most effective way to scale. They don't happen by accident. You got to build a rhythm, you have to build a system, and you'll develop a swagger. And that's what today is all about. So if you've been winging it with the occasional, hey, if you know someone, or here's my card if, or any other kind of super lame lines, pump the brakes on the bulldozer because you're about to learn how to rizz this thing up and ask the right way every time. Well, before we go into the depth of this, I want to talk about why referrals matter. Because they're not just a good idea, they're the most efficient path to revenue, period. Here's some facts for you. 92% of people trust referrals from someone that they know. Think about your own behavior when you're buying something. Do you look at Google reviews? Do you look at Amazon reviews? And the next thing is that referred customers are 4 times more likely to convert into a sale. Referrals close faster, 69% faster on average. They also stick around longer and are more profitable. Now, this is the mind-blowing stat for me. 83% of all customers are willing to refer, but only 29% are ever asked. This math is staggering. It means if you've got 100 prospects in your database, 83% of them are ready, willing, and able to give you a referral, but you won't ask them. Folks are willing to perform high-quality work for you for free, but you won't ask them. This is a sales equivalent of fumbling on the 1-yard line. Actually, it's worse than that. It's like being on the 1-inch line with no tacklers in sight and just intentionally throwing the ball out of bounds. So what's the holdup here? Well, most reps do not know when to ask or how to ask, or they feel weird about doing it. So let's kill that noise off right now. What referrals are not is they're not begging. They're not favors, but rather they are opportunities for your client to boost their own reputation by connecting someone that they care about to a real solution. And that real solution is you. This is overused, but in this case, it is appropriate. It's a true win-win situation. You're not begging here. You're not asking for charity. You're giving them a chance to look good. You are the value here. You are that plug. So let's act like it. So we're going to lay this out into the Get Your Mind Right Referral Framework. So we want to get into the rhythm, that daily repeatable. You can do this in your sleep system for generating referrals. This is the Get Your Mind Right Referral Framework. 6 steps to turning every happy client into a walking, talking, unpaid sales rep for your business. And this starts with the first step in that you want to set that expectation early. This begins at the start of the relationship, not the end. When someone signs up or even during your initial presentation, try this out. Say, Bob, if I do a great job for you, and I will, I'd love to be introduced to a few people in your circle who will benefit from what I do. Boom, got your seed planted. You've told them that the ask is coming. They're going to expect this. So now when it shows up later, it's not awkward. It's expected. Here's the other thing. This is a quid pro quo situation. You are naming the condition that you will earn the referrals, and that is you're going to do a great job for them. You don't do a great job, guess what? No referral. Now, from your side, this also demonstrates great confidence. You're putting down a marker that you are a top professional and you will deliver. Now, the next thing is to strike when the compliment's hot. Referrals are emotional. People give them when they feel good. So you got a client that says anything remotely positive, like, hey, this was super easy, or you made this painless, or wish I did this sooner. That's your cue. Don't just say thanks. Say, hey, that means a lot. Who else do you know that could use this kind of help? This isn't about being pushy. You are honoring the moment. If they say, let me think about it, follow up in a couple days. There's no shame. You are running a business here. This is the you corporate. Okay, that's at 4:45. You are not being pushy. You are honoring the moment. If they say, let me think about it, follow up in 2 days. Okay, let's try that again. You're not being pushy. You're honoring the moment. And if they say, let me think about it, and follow up in 2 days. There's no shame here. You are running a business. This is the you corporate. Fumble it again. You're not being pushy here. You're honoring the moment. If they say, hey, let me think about it, then follow up in a couple days. There's no shame. You are running a business here. This is the you corporation, population one. Now, your next step here, and this is very important, is you have to make it easy. Now, you want more people to follow through on your request for referrals? Take away the friction. Write the email for them. Make it easy. Try this. Hey, Bob, just want to introduce you to Chris. He helped us clean up our card pressing and saved us a ton of headaches. It's worth your time to talk to him. Now, all your client has to do is to hit the forward button on his email. Or even better, ask them if they would like you to send the email on their behalf and CC them. You're asking, you're getting control, and they're in the loop. You're making it easy. Now, the next thing is all about giving, and particularly here, giving first. Paul McCartney famously sang, in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. Now, McCartney claims that this is one of his most asked about lines of any of the songs he has ever written. Now, McCartney further said that in his life, his experience is, in fact, that the more he gives, the more he receives in return. This applies to you. If you want to earn referrals faster, be the person who sent them first. If your client runs a bakery, give them a shout out on social. It's super easy. You just post and hashtag it. They're a CPA, you refer them to someone. Ask them what their ideal client looks like. Make intros, share leads. Ask what kind of client they would like to have next. People want to reciprocate. That's the way humans are wired. Most folks feel it's incumbent upon them to give back when they receive. And the best of all, you stand out in a world full of takers. And the next thing here is to be specific. Do you know anyone else who could use this line? It's vague. And when you can, we want to be surgical. Go in with a scalpel. Try, hey, Bob, do you have any business owner friends who hate dealing with credit card fees? That's an easy one. Not too many lovers of credit card fees out there. Or, Bob, I'm focused right now on helping independent medical practices. Any dentists, chiropractors, or physical therapists I should talk to? No matter what your niche is, if you have one, use it, talk about it, incorporate it into your talk tracks. Because the clearer you ask, the easier it is for someone's brain to scan this and say, yeah, you know what? I actually do know someone like that. To be clear, specificity rules and vagueness rules. Your last step here is to normalize it. Make referrals part of your culture. Think of this of paramount importance. If it's weird for you, it's going to be weird for your client. Treat it like scheduling your install or following up with an email. Just another step in your natural flow. Here's a couple examples. Bob, at the end of this call, I'm going to send you a link and a short blurb. You can forward to it if you'd like. Or, Bob, once we're live, I'd love to talk to you about who else in your circle could use this kind of upgrade. Now, the beauty here is the more often you do it, the easier it gets. There's no guilt, no cringe, just confidence. Need help with the words? Well, feed the email string and your thoughts into chat, and it will generate ideas for an impactful email. And here's the real kicker, guys. Referrals are not about technique. They're about energy. People refer reps who show up bold, prepared, energetic, and with that vibe. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Have that second cup of coffee then and get on it. Now, let's talk about asking and how to ask, but not just how to ask, but how to do it with style. And this is the meat and taters, guys, actually asking for referrals. This is the moment where 99% of reps fumble the ball. Well, why? Because they get weird. They overthink it. They treat it like a marriage proposal when it should be more like ordering a side of fries. Now, here's the key to the program. You do not need to be smooth. You definitely don't need to be polished. You just need to be clear and confident. And here's a few proven go-to lines for you. Hey, who's the next business owner you know that I should be talking to? Or, Bob, you've been awesome to work with. I'd love to help more folks like you. Does anyone come to mind? Or, I'm looking to work with a few more businesses like yours this month. Anyone in your circle need a better payment setup? You're not asking for a favor. You're offering to help someone that they care about. If you want to make it pop, use a little bit of humor. Hey, I just got a text from my boss. If I don't get another install this week, I'm back to delivering pizzas. You got anyone for me? Keep it light, keep it real, but ask. Now, here's a pro tip, and this is important. Use "can I ask for your help" instead of "can you do me a favor." This may sound like a small thing, but it's not. The word help hits an emotional button in humans' brains. Most people want to help, but no one wants to owe you a favor. Words mean things. Be ever cognizant of this fact. And once again, let me emphasize, it's not about being slick. It's about being direct and human. Now, shift gears here a little bit and talk about the advanced track, which is referral partnering. This is the level up. Referrals are great, but referral partners, this is a next level representation of pipeline growth. Now, referral partnering is how you go from being reactive to proactive. This is the game of building 5 to 10 high value relationships that send you consistent deal flow all year long. This is another example that's going to be discussed in a near future Get Your Mind Right mailbag edition. And this comes from my friend Steve Harler from Fredericksburg, Virginia. And here's what Steve likes to do. Step 1 is the hunt phase. And this is step months 1 through 3. And you start out by targeting the right kind of categories who are going to provide you the referrals that you want. It's a whole range of people. It's business bankers, it's CPAs, marketing consultants, IT providers, insurance agents, commercial realtors, telecom sales reps, anyone who's commission-based or route-based, anyone that's looking to help you out, or even better, a side hustle. These are your targets. Now, once again, don't overthink this. Just start having conversations. You will figure this out very, very quickly. Now, your step 2 is the dating phase, and this is generally months 4 through 6. And from your first outreach, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get a mixed bag. You're going to get some duds, some maybes, and there's going to be a few gems you'll uncover. Focus on the ones who match your energy and your drive. Invite them out to coffee, exchange value. Ask them, hey, what's the best kind of client for you? Who are you looking for? What separates you from others in your space? What kind of referral would make you look good? Once again, let's follow Paul McCartney's advice. We want to give before we get. Connect them with someone. Send them a lead, even if it's not perfect. The point is, you want to show that you are indeed a giver. Now, our last step after the introduction and the dating phase, we want to get married. We're going to go deep here. Pick out your top 3 to 5 referral partners and give them the VIP treatment. Now, your job is to build systems with them and around them. Create a simple referral flow, how to intro, what to say, and how to track it. Now, here's a great question for you to ask. If I referred someone to you tomorrow, what would that process look like? Now, this gives you very valuable insight into their game, and it shows that you care about their business and their reputation. And when they send you business, oh boy, celebrate it. If you've got that kind of relationship and it's appropriate, post it, brag on them publicly. Hey guys, these referral partnerships, they're not random, they're earned and they're nurtured. And when they're done right, they are a recurring revenue machine. And this is how you stop worrying about where that next lead is coming from and start waking up to opportunities on autopilot. Once again, do not make the mistake of overthinking this, and always be mindful of making it easy when your referral partner is making an introduction for you. And whatever you do, do not expect them to make the sale. As a matter of fact, don't expect them to go into any depth whatsoever. Now, what we do here, it's difficult and it's complicated. And by you asking too much of your referral partner, you're likely going to alienate them and set them up for failure when they try to create a referral for you. Treat your referral partners as you would an open lead. Use Outlook. Use your CRM tools. Use all your tools to set reminders of what the next task or step should be with that potential referrer. Now, your next thing is to get your mind wrapped around this and to get comfortable with it, is set up some role play and some practices and some group challenges, okay? I want to challenge everyone on this call today to find a practice partner or partners and take this from theory to action. Now, you're not just going to talk referrals, you're going to practice them. And I want you to do it this week. Well, why is that? Because referrals live or die in how you say the words. It's not what you ask, it's how confident and naturally you ask it. Now, there's 3 ways to do this. The first one is a quick fire. Get a partner and tell your partner, say, hey, if a client just told you they're thrilled with your service, what would you say next for a referral? Boom. It's a 10, 15-second response to that, okay? And then you rotate it, and you keep going back and forth. You tighten up your verbiage. You're going to laugh at each other a little bit. You're going to give suggestions. But at the end of the day, you're going to keep it tight, and you're going to keep it moving, and you're going to have fun with the creative process. And your next thing is with your partner, your group, get the group together and say, hey, you've just helped a client out and they're happy. You think they might want to refer you. Draft the email they can send to someone in their circle. Give them 90 seconds to do it. Everybody read them out loud. You get the fire lines that you can steal, I mean borrow, from your partners, and you can use them today. Your last thing is to partner up, okay? If it's just you and a partner or a whole group, pair everyone up. One person's the client, one's the rep. Role play a referral conversation. Make it real. No scripts whatsoever, just flow. Then after a minute, switch roles. You're going to build that referral muscle like it's leg day, because reps equals growth. If you want huge quadriceps, I want to see you in the gym, on your back, on the leg press machine with a Ford F-150 parked on top of it. And I want to see 5 sets. Guys, that's what we're doing here. The goal here is very, very simple. You want to normalize the task. Get it in your DNA. Get it in your bones. Because when it is second nature, it's consistent. And consistency is the engine of your pipeline. Now, let's talk about mic drop closes, because here's the bald, unadulterated truth. Referrals, folks, they are not optional. They are the fastest way to fill your calendar, pad your wallet, and earn your freedom. So let's put it in motion. Number 1, set a referral goal for the next 7 days. Be specific about that goal or goals. Text or call one past client today and ask them for a referral. And I also want you to identify one potential referral partner and reach out to them. Don't just listen. Don't just nod along. Execute. Take one bold step today and watch what opens up. And remember, every time you hesitate to ask, Your competition, they're not hesitating. They're calling on your clients. They're emailing your clients. They're scheming ways to take your existing clients away from you and win in competitive situations while figuring out how to outcompete you. It's time to stand on your business. Be that rep worth referring. Now, a bonus round here. What to do when referrals go quiet? Because let's get real. Not every client hands over a glowing intro. Some folks freeze up. Others, well, they just forget. And sometimes, despite all your charm and charisma, they just don't follow through. So what do you do when that referral faucet goes dry? Number one, you follow up the right way. If someone said that they would connect you but did not, follow up in a way that makes them easy for them to save face. Try this. Hey, Bob, just circling back on that intro you mentioned. No rush at all. Just want to see if it's a good time or we should revisit it later. This is a gentle nudge. I'm not laying a guilt trip on him. Just trying to keep this door open. Next thing is to refresh their memory, because you guys know this. People are busy. They're not thinking about you every day. Yeah, I know. It's impossible to believe that I'm not at the top of everyone's mind. So you got to remind them of that value. Example, hey, I just helped another restaurant owner save over $1,400 a month in fees. Made me think of our conversation. Still happy to talk with anyone in your circle who might benefit. Now you're planting a new seed with a relevant and recent success. The next thing to do is to ask a different way. If your first round, you tried to hit them with a direct ask that didn't hit, I'm going to shift the framing. Say, hey, Bob, is there anyone else in your network you think I should know? Or is someone in your space that you admire or that you learn from? Now, at this point, it's not just about referrals anymore. It's about connection. And sometimes that opens door the standard ask does not. Now, once again, artificial intelligence is your friend. Input the email string and ask AI for 10 fresh ideas on how to make that ask. Once again, you'll be able to take an idea, put it in your voice, and create new and fresh action. Circling back to earlier, we talked about rebuilding value. Because sometimes the truth is, the client has not referred you because you haven't stayed relevant. Now, trust me, irrelevance is the last place you want to be. In our field, the next step after professional irrelevance is death. So show up, send them a useful article, a new case study, a quick check-in, something they can use. Bring new value again, then ask again. These referrals, they're not one and done. They are earned over time. You got to keep showing up. I also have a bonus for this round, and that's turning compliments into currency. Because one of the biggest referral partner leaks is you let compliments die in the wild. Client says, hey, this was awesome. And you say, thanks, instead of, that is great. Let's spread the love. Well, we're here to fix that today. We fix that by building a habit. When you hear praise, reply with that confident ask. The client says, hey, you made this easy. You say, I'm so glad. That's what I'm here for. Do you know anyone else who deserves the same? Client says, man, wish I'd implemented this years ago. I hear this a lot. Let's make sure your friends don't wait as long. Who comes to mind? It's not pressure. This is connection. Windows are, okay, that was 22. We're going to record that last part again. Treat these compliments as windows, and you either open them wide or you close them quietly. I vote for more open windows. Also, log the praise. Use it later. If your client tells you in January that your install team was world-class, bring it up in March when you're reconnecting. Send them an email. Hey, Bob, still proud of how smooth that setup was. Got anybody else we can help like this? This builds momentum. This builds business. John, more advanced training. I want to talk to you about deepening referral partnerships. So we've completed our undergrad degree, our master's. Now we're going for the PhD, because referral partnerships, they're not just about leads. They're about reputation stacking. You're building a network where everyone wins. You're building a reputation as someone who creates networks where everyone wins. So here's how to do it. You can host a power lunch, pick a local spot, invite a few of your proven out referral partners, and a couple of prospects. You could spring for the tacos, they bring the business cards. Skull, it's not a hard pitch. It's soft networking. Everyone connects, everyone walks away smarter and stronger, and you are the broker, you are the connector. That makes you the glue. Next thing I want to do is build co-marketing moments. You got a banker you vibe with? You'll host a joint webinar, top 3 money moves for local business owners. If you partner with a CPA, do a newsletter spotlight for them. You're doing this because you're elevating their brand while they elevate yours. The next thing to do is to track and to thank. We just don't want to say thanks. We want to celebrate this out loud. We want shout outs on social media. Here's a bonus. Get a good one come through? Send them a coffee gift card. Send them cookies. One thing I want to emphasize, this does not have to be a big grand gesture. It's all about recognition and gratitude. But when someone sends you something that turns out to be big, it's now time for you to put on your creative thinking hat that comes up with something memorable. Referrals run on appreciation, and appreciation, well, it multiplies that action. So let's talk about turning testimonials now into referral magnets. Oh, it's where they're coming to me, right? I'm attracting them. Because that happy client testimonial is social proof on steroids. Most reps, they get one, well, they just let it sit there like a dusty trophy. Our goal is to use it. And the first thing to do is to capture it. Right after that install or a big win, I'm going to say, hey, Bob, I'd love a quick quote from you for my site. Just 1 or 2 lines on how this helped you. My next thing is I got to put this thing to work. I'm going to post it on LinkedIn. I'm going to add it to my email signature. I'm going to make a wall of love in my presentations. And here's the kicker. I'm going to include that when asking for referrals. Here's an example. Hey, Bob, you mentioned how easy setup was. I am so glad. That's what I work hard for and what our team works for. And I actually added that quote to my new client guide. If you know anyone else who would benefit from my company and my services, I'd love that introduction. Now, this demonstrates a couple of things. It shows that you value their words. And secondly, you're making it super easy for them to pass your name with great confidence. Because after all, you're handling them professionally, and that is the indicator that you will do the same with their reference. Next step here is to tag it and boost. If you post online with that client's permission, we want to tag it. We want to let them reshare it. And suddenly their network is seeing your value, and they're the ones promoting you. A testimonial plus tag equals targeted exposure with built-in trust. Now, let's talk about staying relevant, specifically staying at top of mind without being annoying. Here's a hard truth. People forget you. I know. Once again, hard to believe. People forget Mr. Unforgettable all the time. Even if they love you, if you've crushed the install, even if they said they would tell everyone they know, they forget. So how do you stay top of mind without turning into a pest? Well, there's a number of ways we can do this. We can send them wins. When you help another client in a similar industry, share it. Hey, Bob, I just helped another restaurant similar to you save about $1,200 a month. Made me think of our work together. I'd still love to connect with folks in your circle who might need that. Now, you're not just reminding them you exist. You are showing them you are still out there winning. You're still relevant. You're still shaking and baking. Now, the next thing is a social strategy. I got to post these wins, guys. I got to shout this from the rooftop. I got to let people know. I got to post about the value. I got to post about the praise. Once again, I want to tag clients with their permission. I want to share partner success stories and be the rep people see every single week. Now, if your name pops up often with good energy, you are top of mind when someone says, hey, do you know a guy? The other thing is, and this is where you can put your technology to work, is anniversaries and milestones. I want to know about every one of them. Whether it's 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months past that sale, I want to reach back out to my client. It's going to look something like, happy 1-year anniversary with us. still grateful for your trust in your business, and still ready to help anyone else in your world who needs this. You'd be amazed at how a simple note like this triggers, oh, you know what? I do know someone I want to introduce John to. And the last thing here is gifts that show up. Okay. The first thing is, this is hard, but send them a handwritten card. You want to stand out? Send that handwritten thank you. Again, it's hard because you probably don't have any and you don't have any stamps. So it's going to require a little forethought. But that handwritten card, handwritten thank you is so important and so valuable. If you can't do that, a $5 gift card speaks volume, or even just a meme or a joke that made you laugh and reminded you of your time with them. Now, on these gifts, guys, this isn't bribery. There's nothing unsavory about it whatsoever. It's branding, and you are building a relationship that lasts longer than the close. And the more touch points you create without always asking, the more you earn when you do ask. Your 1-2 punch here is the asking plus a follow-up. And this is a daily, unstoppable referral rhythm. And the first thing I want to do is ask confidently. You know the lines by now. Keep it natural, sincere, and specific. Don't overthink, just ask. The next thing is to follow up like a pro. If someone asks you or says to you, sure, I'll introduce you to Steve, set a reminder. If you don't hear back in the time frame they specified, hit them up with this. Hey, just checking back on that intro to Steve. Totally get it if the timing's off. Grateful for you, to you, and appreciative of you either way. I'm being light, respectful, and as a result, I'm being effective. The next thing to do is to build the referral pipeline. Track your asks, literally. Set a weekly goal. Might be, I want to ask 5 clients and 2 partners for referrals this week. Log it. Hold yourself accountable to it. Now, I want to shift gears here. And for you folks who have gotten this far but are still naysaying me or giving me reasons why you can't do this or why you won't do it or why it's not going to work, well, this portion is for you. Because I'm going to bust up the referral myths that are killing your pipeline. Here's the first myth. If I got a merchant that's happy, they'll naturally refer me. Nope. Here's the truth. You're not going to get it unless you ask. People are busy. They're not sitting around and thinking, how can I help my card processing reps' children eat today? It's never, ever occurred to them. Even your very biggest fans need prompting. Once again, asking is not pushy. It is professional. Now, here's myth number 2. Well, this just feels awkward. Well, you know what else feels awkward? Prospecting does. You know what? I get ghosted every once in a while. That's really awkward. How about taking home pathetic paychecks? Does that feel awkward? Well, what's your brand of awkward you'd rather deal with? Now, so if this is you and this does feel awkward, I can show you how to get rid of it very quickly. You practice it. Okay, your confidence will come. The first few times, it is going to feel clunky because it's new to you. It should feel clunky. And then you know what? As much as you're stumbling and fumbling around this and you're not saying the perfect words, you're going to get one that hits. And then you keep doing this, you're going to find the floodgates open. And then all of a sudden, it's not awkward anymore. Remember, when you normalize ask, when this is part of your routine, part of the expectations, you're going to win with this. Here's the next myth, and I love this one. I don't want to seem desperate. Well, here's a news flash for you. Desperate is begging for cold appointments. Desperate is spray and pray lead generation. Now, asking a happy customer to connect you with someone like them, that's just smart. Reframe it. If you're not asking for help here, you're asking for value to someone they care about. Now, here's the other one that I love. I'm not going to ask my client because they probably don't know anyone. Well, that's self-defeating. Okay, you're putting this on the client, what you believe, and what you believe, I can tell you, is false because everybody knows somebody. Business owners talk. They eat lunch. They belong to groups. They likely have family members who own businesses. They like what you did. They want others to experience. Referrals are not rare. They are under asked for. So our next step here is I want to establish in all of you a mindset mastery of becoming referable, because you don't just ask for referrals. You become someone that people want to refer. And that starts with energy, big energy, ownership, and expertise. Here's how you do it. First thing is be obsessively responsive, because nothing builds referability like a lightning fast follow-up. You become, quote, that rep who actually picks up the phone. That is currency in this game. The next thing is be frictionless in your interactions. If working with you is simple, your client wants to recommend you just to feel smart. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself, am I easy to refer? Do I make these introductions seamless? Do I honor their reputation? Do I follow up quickly? Do I follow up professionally? We need strong yeses on all those. I also want to over deliver loudly. I want to go an inch beyond expectation and let them see it. I want to text the status update before they ask. I'm going to send them a thinking of you link. And they're thinking to themselves, man, this guy's a real professional. If they treat me this way, I feel good about introducing them to someone that I care about. Now, this last one is a self-esteem issue, and it's the belief that you deserve referrals. This is biggie, because this is about recognizing how valuable your skill set and your expertise is. If you don't believe your service is worth passing on, you're never going to ask with confidence. So start here. You do good work. You solve real problems. You do big things for businesses. You do big things for people. You earn trust. You manage their money. You manage their marketing, their incoming sales, and new prospects. Now it's time to multiply that by asking for the intros. Because, folks, referrals are not luck. They are leadership. Be someone worth referring, and then act like someone who is. Hey, folks, that's all I got for you today. There was a lot of information here, and I encourage everyone to digest what was shared and pick just one or two or three things that are going to work for you. Okay? Now, as you put this to work, come back and start layering other things, these suggestions today. Guys, this is not theory. This has been field tested and it works. But here is the most important thing. Do this today. I mean today. Do not put it off tomorrow or the next day, or say, I'm going to implement this next week, because every day that you put this off, the least likely you are to make it happen. And that's what we're here and what we're about, is to make it happen. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you like what you hear, please hit subscribe or share or tell a friend about this. I'll see you here on Friday on Mailbag Friday. And until then, I'm John Johnson, and keep your mind right.